Do you agree with Ben that the Vikings have a coaching advantage?
Well, I would imagine. I think they have somewhat of a talent advantage too, especially on offense with both their wide receivers as well. So I don't know, man. I mean, it doesn't take rocket. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out how to figure out the Steelers' defense. I mean, you just knock them around a little bit. I mean, I don't know how much things you can figure out with that schematically. I mean, what was shown over the first month of the season is if you push them around, they tend to not play very well. So I don't know how, like I said, schematically wise, but I understand what he says about Stefanski. Stefanski is obviously one of the up-and-coming, if not the already there, offensive minds in this league. So if it is a coaching...
Stefanski or O'Connell?
What did I say? Stefanski. O'Connell. O'Connell is one of the... Stefanski, too, I guess. But O'Connell is one of the up-and-comers in this league if he's not already there. But he has some talent to do along with that. I'm just not a big supporter of a guy who can coach their ways to a victory. I mean, if you got it sure helps, okay. But if you have the players that play like they're supposed to, I think that trumps the scheme and the coaching abilities more than anything else.
Ben also mentioned that he's really down on Broderick Jones, and I think that is becoming a bigger and bigger story. I mean, I realize they didn't allow a sack. I think there were reasons for that. I don't think he played well again. He hasn't played well all year. What's happening with Broderick Jones? And is Calvin Anderson, for example, a viable replacement should it come to that, big boy?
I wouldn't say viable, but I would imagine he's an option just for the fact that he's played in this league for years and can step in there and put it this way, he can't do any worse than what Broderick's doing right now. I mean, it wasn't a terrible game from Jones on Sunday compared to like week one or anything like that, but he needs to perform better. But it's not only him. The entire offensive line, man, if they don't figure this out pretty quickly, man, they're in a world of troubles here, because if you look at the numbers of Aaron Rodgers, there's a reason why he's throwing the ball in 2.58 seconds. There's a reason why they're 29th in rushing and why he's been hit or sacked, 12 times, something like that, hit 15 times, because the offensive line's just not doing their job right now, and you can't sustain that moving forward here. You can get away with it maybe in a couple of games, but not totally. So I think Roger Jones is a problem, an issue that needs to be figured out, but those other four guys have to start playing as better too. So it's not only Broderick.
All right, then let's get to the tight ends, particularly Pat Freiermuth, who they're giving a lot of money to, but not a lot of playing time or a lot of targets to. He's playing 56% of the snaps, which is less than at any point in his career. Is this understandable, or is it something they need to rectify?
Well, I think it's something they need to rectify. I think you need to have both of those guys on the field as much as possible with Jonnu and Freiermuth. But I noticed that the other day too. I mean, I'm like, my goodness. I mean, Jonnu's out snapping him basically every single game here, and Freiermuth hasn't really got many opportunities at all. It's not only the money, but I think he has enough talent to be able to help this offense out. Now, I don't know if it just hasn't got to that point yet where they feel comfortable using the tight ends or know what they're doing quite yet, what they want to do with the two tight ends yet. But obviously, Arthur Smith is favoring Jonnu Smith right now. Maybe it's just, the teams they've played so far. But, yeah, I think you have to get Freiermuth involved in this game a lot more, in all these games a lot more than he has the first 2 weeks. I mean, you cannot go out there and just have, one of your premier pass catchers, and that's what he is, let's face it. I mean, if he's not number two, he's number 2.5 here, and just totally ignore him. So moving forward, I mean, just honestly, Joe, tight ends in general, whatever happened to this unbelievable great tight end room where we're going to be able to manipulate teams and be able to scheme people up into submission? I mean, I just haven't seen that yet at all, which is a shock to me.
Mark, are the Steelers utilizing the middle of the field enough?
Boy, I think that's been said about the past, 20 or 25 years now? No, when did, at least the past decade, right, since Heath Miller has retired. I mean, they just don't throw there. I mean, last year there was a reason why, because Russell Wilson was 5'6", and he was getting balls knocked down, so you can understand why he might not have wanted to go to that situation or that area of the field. But you now have the tight ends to be able to go right there, and honestly, you have DK Metcalf, who's big enough to sit down into that zone in the middle of the field and be able to throw the ball. But we still have to just keep telling ourselves it is only 3 weeks. I mean, things can change in a hurry, but by past history, things don't seem to change in that area very quickly. So I'm sure you would love to see that, materialize, but I don't know what gives us the reason why it would materialize if over the past 10 years it hasn't.